Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Evan, one of your mods from the Little Root Lessons Discord. I'm back with another video, a new one. I'm going to call this the highlight show for our Little Root Lessons Draft League Season 3. This is for week 1. Last weekend I went on stream with my buddy and we came up with a little show talking about everything that went down in week 1. We talked about every matchup played, highlighted the more interesting games, some of which were very insightful, especially for those of us who aim to do well in the brand new Series 8 ladder. At the end of it, I also presented some usage stats, including the mons that perform well across all the groups in our draft league. So for our players, do look out for these mons in future weeks and let's see whether they continue to help to win games. At the beginning of my stream, I ran into some sound difficulties. So what you will see is that I'm starting the VOD after I resolve the issue. So do bear with me. Overall, during the stream I interacted with chat because so many of you guys came through to watch my stream, and it was so fun. And I look forward to bring more of this content to you guys in the future. So with that, please sit back and enjoy the VOD. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna move on then. So what I did was I talked about the first two matchups in the Shield group, and
I
then
didn't say much. I think you meant the SWAT group, right?
sorry, yeah, the short group, the
So
blue group.
I didn't say anything. So yeah, we can move on to the highlight of Texas Gredence and Baltimore
Yeah,
Blazikens.
Blazikens, which is actually Carter's team, and then Adam was the one who streamed it. So here's the uh, like a little graphic. Yeah, so um, it was okay. Let's talk about the matchup. So it's a Kyogre and Yveltal matchup. So I feel that it's a classic Series 8 match that we might see going down the road in Series 8. Then one thing that's very good to note is that Carter certainly came with very good prep, and then it kind of caught Adam off guard. So what Carter did well was that he had a bulky Raikou and a very bulky Incineroar with the partial berry, which is something that you only see in Draft League and not in actual VGC, because Incineroar still has to cover for its other weaknesses. So um, then Adam brought a it's like his team is very solid, from like having Kyogre with Urshifu in the rain, the water Urshifu in the rain, and then Talonflame very good Tailwind setup, and Terrakion for like who is very oppressive. Oh, and the last one isn't Torracat. The last one is Alolan Raichu, so it has kind of like good fake out support. Yeah, but then in general, Carter was able to slow down the game and then stall out Kyogre's Dynamax with uh, a Raikou and an Incineroar lead. Okay, so this is game 3. And then here's the beauty of like light screen. So I hope I don't drop any frames. So what happened was this was game 3 turn 1, and then the Incineroar had to choose who to fake out, but surely you should go for the fake out onto Talonflame to stop the Tailwind so that Raikou is faster, and then Raikou could go for that very important light screen first. So now you see the Talonflame taking the KO on the Raikou, but then see if the Max Geyser went into the Incineroar would have lived. Yeah, so that's the beauty, because then okay, now I'm gonna pause here then. Because no matter who Adam targeted, both mons would have lived, and then both mons would have done more. So if Raikou lived, Raikou could have spent the next turn in turn 2 to at least thunder the Kyogre to do some chip. And then now we saw in this case Incineroar is the one who lived. Then Incineroar could go for the Snarl to slow down slow down Kyogre even more. So I think that was very good prep, and then I think that was what managed to help him win the game. Yeah, so
Mm.
that was what I wanted to feature.
I think maybe I get why he maxed the Kyogre this turn, fearing the fake out.
Yes, yes, that's what he did. That's what he said
I
too.
do, yeah, I do get it. But on hindsight, of course, we are all speaking based on hindsight. If he realized that stopping the tailwind was always the priority, he could have just uh
Went for the
was that
read and then water
went
spout.
for the water spout, get cup on the Basho berry and do a lot of damage onto the Raikou, and the next turn still be able to set up tailwind and go for another water spout, which I think he could have gotten double KO
Yeah, yeah,
without maxing, and he could have maxed someone else from the back.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Then
Uh,
the way Carter managed to win was to max. Um, it was an end game of Serena and Urshifu. No, sorry, Serena and Yveltal, right? Then Carter chose to max Yveltal. Sorry, chose to
mm,
max Serena instead of the Yveltal to go for max airstreams. He maxed the Serena because it gave Serena way more bulk with the assault vest to survive Kyogre's ice beam. Yeah, so I think that was a good play, like maxing the Serena instead of the Yveltal, and then using Yveltal's Snarl to slow down the Kyogre even more. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see like Yveltal, Serena versus Urshifu and Kyogre. Cause the um, who was that in the first two? Oh no, Katana went down very fast. Yeah, then
oh,
yeah, Katana
oh.
went down very fast. So it was the Urshifu left. Yeah, that's about it. I think that's all I wanted to say. Uh,
I think in terms of maybe the Urshifu and Kyogre sharing a water typing may not be the best of type synergy, but yeah, just yeah, I think that's just how draft league goes. Yeah.
yeah, maybe in the future, like yeah, Adam might not want to bring so many electric weaknesses in the same team. Yeah,
Yeah, he has three electric weaknesses.
yeah. But then what he did,
Although,
I feel like what he did well was he tried to take out the Raikou quickly within the first two turns, but then
mm,
it still wasn't enough. Yeah, but if you guys want to catch the match, I think Carter. No, I made a playlist with all our matches on YouTube, so you guys can go and watch it to see the full match. Okay, I'm going to briefly talk about the rest of the matches. Um, the next one, the fourth one in SWAT group, the blue one, it was Sogalo versus Mewtwo, and then I felt that it's very impressive that Mewtwo won the Solgaleo. Yeah, I don't know what happened, and
wow.
and I don't think we have coverage for this match from Spencer. So that's very impressive.
Hmm.
I think maybe Mewtwo carried
Shadow
Shadow
Ball.
Ball, yeah, maybe together with Lele, and then they were still able to overcome the Moltres. Maybe cause Lele can went for specs damage. Yeah, that was very impressive. So
Hmm.
okay, then next up, I'm going to talk about the last one here first. Flying Skull versus Sync. The Tennessee Toxtricity versus the Seattle Tangalas. And I think what happened here was Palkia uh, was able to outbulk the Kyurem and the Lapras. Yeah, we also don't have any coverage, and I think like it seems like an even matchup because Lapras can set screens. Yeah, but maybe Flying Skull was able to position well and win with the Palkia. And with that, we can also talk about Palkia in this current meta. Like people are having mixed feelings about it. What do you think? Have you seen any people talking about Palkia?
I think when Series 8 first was announced, or during the GS Cup format, which the Japanese were hyping a lot about, Palkia wasn't really spoken much about. People were still uh, raving about Zacian, Pivotal. As much as Zacian is running around a lot, Xerneas is more hyped about than Palkia. So people still respected Xerneas. But I think slowly people are showcasing Palkia. Maybe one reason is because Ho-Oh is coming out as a counter to Zacian, and
Yeah,
Palkia with his amazing typing. Is literally it, Evan sent out a tweet about Fisher's Rand and Spatial Rand. So yeah, Palkia is literally a bulkier
yeah. It's a
Dracovish.
Dracovish upgrade.
Yeah, correct. So honestly speaking, Palkia is gonna be gonna be a mon to be respected, not only in this draft league, but for Series 8, because its typing is amazing. Probably if people run freeze dry on Lepras,
Yeah,
then you have to fear for a bit. But of course, if they go for the max resonance, then it's gonna be a neutral damage. But yeah, Palkia with the right support in maybe Tailwind or with screens, yeah, it's gonna be tough to take down. That's for
yeah.
sure.
That's exactly what Chasing said in chat. He said he could be really good on the right team. So as we can see here, like a Palkia was able to win a Lapras who most probably
Oh,
had freeze dry. Yeah. And Saber says Team Palkia because I think Saber is the one using Palkia in my group, the Crown group, the green
mm,
group.
we
Okay,
can talk about that match. Special showcase Saber and
and
uh,
Zeno, right? Yeah. Okay,
let's
then
run with them first.
um, so carrying on, this is the last team that I want to talk about. We also have no coverage. Sorry, the last matchup that I want to talk about, which is the second last one. Let me highlight it here. Like, hopefully you guys can see it. It's a Xerneas versus Zacian match. So the reason why I want to talk about it is because we should. Oh no, ads. Skip ads. Okay. Yeah, I got no money, no budget. I'm using YouTube playlist. Okay, so what I want to talk about this matchup is Xerneas versus Zacian match, which I believe we should see down the road in Series 8. Yeah, and then the fact that it's Zacian in rain, so it's very protected, and also protected by Rillaboom, right? But I'm impressed that the Paris, the Toronto Topsy Turvy was able to take a set out of this. So it wasn't just a 2-0 win, it was a 2-1 win. Yeah. So what I did was I asked Paris which mons he brought because I've been collecting the usage stats from everybody, like which mons you brought in game 1 and game 2 and also game 3. And then Paris led with Galate and EDD. Then he brought Diggersby and Xerneas in the back. So that's obviously follow me Trick Room. And I think that did very well, like that's Trick Room is a
mm,
good way to stop Zacian.
mm.
Yeah, so I believe that's how he managed to win that one set, which is very impressive and I would say very good prep. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel that. Let me see. Yeah, he doesn't have a fire typing as well.
Yeah, he didn't bring the Charizard. Cause
Mm,
like
because
Kingdra
of
and
the rain.
Polito. Yeah. So I
But
think
actually, I
he
feel
he used
Cooper,
Diggersby. Yeah, he might have
Cooper's
maxed Diggersby.
is like, it reminds me of a GS Cup team where Politoed is Kyogre.
Oh, Zacian Kyogre, okay.
So it's Asian Kyogre team with Kingdra. So yeah, I think Cooper did well to of course take advantage of the what's that,
The rain.
his advantage in the matchup, I would say, because Zacian hits a lot and Charizard can't do much without Sun support, and especially with Rain from Politoed. But it seems impressive that Paris got one set off. Actually, I would love to see how that game went. Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm also very like anyway, hi to those people who just came in chat. Hi NJ. I'm also very impressed, right, that Paris is so brave to even bring a Zacian in his team. Like sorry, to bring a Xerneas in his team to go up against a Zacian. So that's like very brave.
He got the worst matchup in week one, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably the
yeah. Okay, that's all from the SWOT group. Um, yeah, everybody managed to play their matches, and SWOT group was one of the earlier ones who ended. Then let's move on to the Shield group. So unfortunately, if you can see from the middle two, the mons are all grayed out because the, um, the losers in these two matches did not have enough time to prep. So maybe we will see more action next week. Then this results in only 4 matches played in the Shield group. So let me go through them. So I'm only gonna feature one match from the Shield group. The first match on the extreme left is between Zygarde and Calyrex Shadow. I believe we don't have coverage. This is the first match that was played in the whole draft league. Yeah, and I don't have coverage, so I don't know what went down. But I felt that it was impressive that and on the left you can see a very special team because it's a mono psychic team. Yeah, so it's interesting that they managed to get one game out of it. Yeah, I feel like there's nothing much to talk about this because it's very very niche and it's something that you only see in draft league. Yeah, but yeah, so from the Grookey side, the right side, Lapras, Rillaboom, and Arcanine, I think it proved to be a solid fire water grass core. So that's about it. Okay, let me move on. Let's talk about the other two here on the extreme right. This one was a fast game. Uh, I wrote there YouTube fast game. Baptiste is the one who featured his match on YouTube, I think. Yeah. Then Baptiste just had phenomenal prep, and then Sai and Knight couldn't keep up because he had a clear trick room mode with Calyrex Eyes, and he also had the Indeedee Snorlax with Custard Berry Snorlax strategy. And then he was lucky enough to get all his berries back in game 2, and then he just swept with Snorlax. But like Custard Berry, boom, boom, boom. That's about it. Then one thing to note also is that it's very interesting that Sai and Knight, the player on the right, did not bring his restricted mon. Yeah, so he chose to go with like Tapu Koko and Raichu. Then I want to comment on that is that like there's something interesting in Series 8 because Series 8 is not like very centralized around your restricted mon. I feel that you shouldn't like team build around the restricted mon. For example, you go like Xerneas, then you try and support this Xerneas no matter what. I don't think it's a valid strategy. So like one thing interesting to learn is that he was still able to build a solid team in the Series 8 meta without bringing his restricted mon. Yeah, then let's move on to the last one. I think
Hold on, maybe I will interject
okay,
something here. I think for Cyanide, not bringing Giratina probably just encourage Pepis to went for the Custard Berry Snorlax because there's no ghost type switching. I mean, maybe he has a Darkest Lariat prep on Snorlax as well in case the
yeah,
Giratina
true.
came in. But yeah, seeing that maybe when once he saw, oh, Giratina wasn't even brought in, uh it's a like free shot for the Snorlax at every slot since I don't see any other ghost type is in the Cyanide team. You mentioned about how Series 8 should be built. Yup, I think I do agree. You shouldn't necessarily build around that one mon of your restricted choice. I think how you guys have planned this draft league where you tier it up, right? Okay, choose the restricted,
Yeah.
choose the max, choose the S tier. Uh, I think you can go about like that. Let's say you have chosen a restricted. Usually it's
Oh.
GS Cup, right? With two restricted. So you are able to choose a second restricted that can cover for the weaknesses of the other restricted mon. In this case, maybe you find a hard hitter. A mon that can cover for the restricted weaknesses. So maybe like Calyrex Ice. Okay, no, that's not a good example.
Maybe
So maybe like
Zishan. The obvious example is Zishan.
obvious
And
example is
Kyogre.
so like for Zacian, weak to ground type and fire type mainly, so you would want to find water type. So maybe that's why we are seeing Kingdra and Rain supporting Zacian.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
very very good insight. Yeah.
that's just one example. And for Kyogre, Rillaboom will always be a top usage because if people are just gonna go Ton, Ogre, Tailwind, and Water Spout, you will really see Rillaboom's usage being in top tier. So how do you counter Rillaboom? That's why maybe you will have a good flying types. Since fire types will be nerfed with Kyogre's Rain, so yeah, maybe run a flying type. So that's just how the meta should be running about
Yeah.
coming
Oh,
tomorrow. Yeah.
Guard is in chat saying, I can tell you what went down, but I think it's okay. Don't spoil me. Right? And I think I think your team is very bulky and managed to, and I think that's how you got the win. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move on quickly to this matchup. Jiggly Dreams, one of our mods. I think this is a very clear 2-0 victory, but I don't know how he did it. And he did not bring Tyranitar with his Excadrill. Then, yeah, somehow he was able to overpower this Zacian together with Venuco. I really don't know what went down, and I think we might see his footage soon, I guess, through the Little Root Lessons YouTube channel. Yeah, I really don't know what went down, but then like maybe Ivalta was just too strong. What do you think? Like Venuco, Venuco with Zacian, but still. Yeah. Then what all I heard from Buchi, the player on the left, and I quote, I did not prepare enough for Tangela. So I think maybe like
Wow.
yeah, maybe Jiggly Dreams brought chlorophyll Tangela and was able to sleep some stuff. Yeah, like taking advantage of Toko's sun. I think that's about it. Okay, then speaking of sun, this is the matchup that I want to feature in the Shield group. Like, and then the Howard posted his point of view in a YouTube video, and then the title is so beautiful. The title is, what is it? Battle as old as time, cause it's Kyogre versus Groudon. So cool.
Mm,
What a nice title. Then I think this is one another match that I want to feature because it's gonna be another match that you will see in Series 8. Rain versus Sun. Yeah, and this time Rain is being buffed so much because Kyogre is just so powerful. Then um to try and oh wait, let me see what chat says. Jebuchi couldn't get through his Tangela. He was counting on Zacian to carry. I see. Yeah, so that's what went down. Interesting. Then like if you guys want to catch the match, you guys can watch it on YouTube. Wait, I switched my window, but I didn't. Yeah, okay. So this is game 3. Then in games 1 and 2, both players were able to like try to, they were both struggling to get weather control. So H Christ, who is Henry, let's call him Henry now for now. Henry brought Menetric with rain dance, so which was interesting. So he was able to set the rain back. Then Howard had to keep cycling his Groudon in and out, but then he had Bolton to cover for Kyogre and do a lot of damage to uh, both Kyogre and Cinderace. So that was quite impressive. Then what else did I want to say? So it came down to game 3. Let me recall which turn this is. I'm just gonna play the video. Oh, yeah, this was the end game. So, like,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, is it
so he managed, yes, yeah, so he managed to position well and get the Bolton to take down the Kyogre, and then Kyogre wasted his Dynamax, just like that. It was forced to max guard. Then it came down to this end game of uh, Urshifu and Liepard, and the Liepard had Sucker Punch. Yeah, against against Groudon and Bolton, right? Then this is the only time we find out that the opponent's Urshifu is scarfed. So the Urshifu was faster than the Bolton because Bolton is naturally very fast. And then Urshifu took down the Bolton and locked itself into close combat. Yeah. Then the Bolton couldn't do enough damage to Urshifu. Yeah. Okay, let's. Am I skipping frames? So I hope you are able to see this. The Max Bolton was so effective because it did so much damage to the Kyogre. Yeah, then here we see uh, the Urshifu consistently going for close combat. Yeah, then all Groudon had to do was Precipice Blades. So then the Sucker Punch didn't do enough, and he even crit the Kyogre. The Groudon. Groudon is so bulky. See, so that's one close combat. That's the second close combat, so it's like -2 defense. And then that's the first Precipice Blades miss. Then the close combat from Urshifu wasn't even strong enough to take down the Groudon. See, Groudon survived on the raid. Then he ate his berry. And then Precipice Blades missed the second time. And then that's GG. So sad. Yeah, rip to Howard.
oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, coming down to a game 3 and then missing 2 Precipice Blades in a row. So based on statistics, like Howard would have won, I think, maybe 80% of the time. So that was very unfortunate. Rip Howard if you're watching this.
That was a tough loss.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not sure if Fire Punch. Maybe if he. No, you're always banking on. Yeah, you can't protect because of Shifu's ability. So it's
Oh,
either he
that's
bang
true.
Fire Punch. Either he bang on the Fire Punch. In rain.
Yeah, it
To
was in rain also.
if it wasn't in rain, I'm pretty sure taking Fire Punch would have done the job.
Oh, that's true. That's such a tough call there. Because the Urshifu, I believe, was at -3 defense already. Because he went for 3 close combats.
Yeah. So if he
Oh,
wanted to,
yeah. Oh, that's really sad.
yeah, but to miss, I think how many? Three? Did he miss three?
Two in a row.
Wait, the first one he hit the Liepard.
Yeah, he hit the
Miss,
Liepard. Then he missed the Groudon.
yeah.
That's one I consider that as one miss. Then
Mm.
the second one is the most important one and he missed.
But then after that, he went for close combat into the Bolton.
Yeah.
He missed Precipice Blades. So that was oh no, that was one, yeah, because he was faked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate. Really.
Alright, so that's it for the Shield group. So hopefully next week we will see more matches being played when some of the players will have more time to prepare. It's really unfortunate to see only 4 matches out of 6 being played. Then Gonna move on to my group, the Crown group. We we actually still have one match happening as we speak. I don't know whether the let me check if the results came in. Oh, it came in. Don't lag, don't lag, don't lag. Okay, make a guess who won. Oh,
For which one?
uh,
Oh, Jinja.
yeah, Jinja, Grand Ninja.
Uh, wow. Looks.
Oh, and also we need to get the next week's pairings set up.
Dan Chang's team looks more threatening from the get-go with the Sneasel Colossal. I will say Dan won.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, then took the game 2-0 over Jinja. Okay, hang on. Let me just tell Sweet.
Hmm. Damn.
All right. Hopefully, Sweet is able to set up week 2 pairings, because we are the last group to finish our matches. So this was a 0 and a 2. Okay, let me talk about the ones that I don't want to talk about. That I don't want to go into detail. Oh yeah. So overall, you can see a lot of 2-0 matches. The second match is a 2-0. That one I won. Then the third match is also a 2-0, and Red won quite convincingly with Zation. The TLDR is that he made the Klefki faster than the Riolu, right? So no matter what, the Riolu couldn't go for copycat trick room. So because if the Klefki is faster, yeah, then the Hatterene will go for max guard, Klefki will go for light screen, and then Riolu will also go for light screen. Then he was
Oh,
yeah, so he was able to overpower
nice,
his opponent like that.
nice.
Then this was also a this game was also a 2-0 win, because I think Ru isn't that. I watched the replay on YouTube by Ru, the chop kicks, and then like I think Ru didn't really have a solid game plan, so he maxed the Gudra, and then he maxed Wormwind into the Reshiram and proc Reshiram's weakness policy. So he couldn't recover
Oh,
from that because Reshiram was way too strong. Ru had some interesting prep. He prepped like Scarf Scrafty with Snarl, but then if you Snarl a Reshiram and then you proc his weakness policy, the end result is still positive, a +1 Reshiram. Yeah, so he couldn't. The two games went quite fast, and then Les was able to win, and then notably Les was our first Pokepot Cup champion, and his in-game name is Dragon Master, and I believe he really likes using dragon mons, and I think we will see him have some success with this Reshiram. Yeah. What do you think about Reshiram in this meta? So far, we haven't seen any.
I feel that as compared to Palkia, I would say Palkia has. I think it's more threatening in a sense that it has less weaknesses to the main
Yeah, that's true.
hitters of the restricted mons. At least amongst all the restricted mons, Palkia aims to resist most of them. I think saying that steel types will be a major force at the start, at least of the series 8, steel types will be running rampant. That's what I feel because of Zacian.
Yeah.
As for Reshiram, yeah, it does resist steel types. That we shall not discount. Um, So he is able to counter Asian, but we cannot forget that Kyogre
Yeah,
is another S tier uh, coming fresh into Series 8. I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
so.
And I think
If you,
having a dragon that does not resist water moves is quite sad.
yeah, I won't say sad, more like he will still take damage. And at the same time, he cannot deal back strong enough moves to hurt the Kyogre.
Yeah,
Because like okay, max flare in rain, no, that's not gonna work out. And at the same time, max Wormwind. Of course, you can run max Quake, but then you're not gonna deal too much damage. If you want to be bulky, then I guess might as well you run screens, which is what I see less having in Grimsnarl. In terms of Series 8 itself, yeah, Reshiram. I think prove me wrong. But as a single restricted, I would still see Palkia being better than Reshiram.
yeah, agreed, agreed. And speaking of Palkia, we see the next match is also a clean 2-0, and then Zeno, from what he told us, was able to use the Yveltal well. Because if you look at Saber's team, Saber did not have any like clear super effective moves against Yveltal. You know, maybe just Mamoswine, but then clearly the Mamoswine wasn't enough. Yeah, so that's a win for Zeno. So
Maybe that great on Slurpuff. Why wasn't it brought?
yeah, when we were practicing with Zeno, I thought of Hitmontop and Slurpuff because Slurpuff is the clearest way to to do super effective damage to Yveltal, and also do neutral to everyone else with like Fairy and possibly water coverage for the Cinderace. So yeah, I think maybe Zeno was very happy not seeing the Slurpuff
Mm.
Hitmontop because he prepped for Slurpuff Hitmontop for quite a bit.
Yeah, but hearing that you went with the Scarf Obstagoon, I mean, I'm speaking to
To
Saber.
Saber,
If
yeah.
based on what uh Zeno recalled on the games, maybe you can correct us. Based on your perspective. So Obstagoon, Scarf Obstagoon with Palkia. I saw. I mean, Obstagoon with Palkia as a lead. I saw it, which is good because you prevent Evotal from going for Max Darkness, and you have the um, potential of going for Trick Room mode, seeing that Evotal have to go for Airstream if he doesn't want to proc the Defiant Boost on Obstagoon. So Obstagoon can run Ice Punch, so Obstagoon could have been maxed and deal a lot of damage to Evotal, even max strike to gain the speed control as well. But yeah, I heard you went for Scarf, Fake Tears, and Palkia being naturally faster than Evotal, Max Hit, and go for the strong moves onto Evotal. Uh, Unfortunately, I'm not sure how didn't manage to get the KOs onto Evotal. So
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe it was too bulky.
I really love to have seen the footage for this game because on paper, when I saw this, it is quite concerning. Because you have a strong fire water grass core. I'm pretty sure you can have max. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, -2 because of the screech, right? Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just quite curious how the -2.
I think Zeno sent the recording to Carter and Carl, so I might be able to commentate over it. Yeah, so I think
Okay,
we will see the game soon. Yeah, if you guys want to see how it went down, I think just tune in. Just wait for it in the next week. Yeah. Okay, then I'm gonna move on to the match that I want to talk about, which is the only match in our group that went to game three. What a this group is really the group of death. Like when there's a win, it's a very commanding win. So I don't know what happened with this because the recording is with In Space, and In Space sent it to Carter and Carl. So we'll feature it on the Little Root Lessons YouTube channel. But what was interesting is a Calyrex Ice versus a Lugia, and the Lugia team was able to take one set. Yeah, and then if you can see the Lugia team really does not have much offense coming out from there. Grimmsnarl with screens, then Arcanine Intimidate. So I'm very curious to see how this Lugia team managed to win one set from Sweet. Because Sweet's team with the Calyrex, Lapras, and Pheromosa is, I feel like it's very oppressive. Yeah, like Calyrex should be able to stack a lot of boosts and even take out Arcanine, right? Like as I think Hakim, you should have some experience with that.
Are you seeing the only fake out mon I can see is Grimmsnarl.
Oh, we
So
can't see Xeno's match. Anyway, thanks Saber for tuning in. Oh, handball World Cup. Enjoy.
all the best to Denmark. Hope to hear some number one from Denmark.
Sorry, you were saying with the
Okay,
Calyrex.
I would say yeah. I mean Arcanine. Okay, unless he ran like what I did, which is White Herb Calyrex Ice, but uh Arcanine can intimidate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what In Space did. Uh, I would say the only way to stop the Pheromosa, Calyrex Ice, or for Pheromosa, Lepras speed swap trick will be Grimstar going for Fake Out, and maybe Lugia going for Max Airstream onto the Pheromosa, and ensuring that the Lepras or Calyrex Ice doesn't get the speed boost.
True, true, true. Maybe that's what
Because
happened.
otherwise can go for the mode. Yeah. But even if you go for Trick Room, then I guess Tangela could go for Sleep Powder. No, I don't know. Maybe In Space won thanks to Tangela going for Sleep Powder.
Oh,
Uh,
maybe.
we,
Yeah,
I won't know. We won't know unless we see.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we will get to see this footage in a few days. All right. So
Mm.
that's it for the crown group. We
Oh
can,
wait.
yeah.
No, no. Evan's game. No, not going through. Evan's game.
Oh, true. Uh, so what happened in my game? Yeah, I think Shadow like I did do a like post match commentary in my video, so do check it out. But like the TLDR is that I feel like Shadow Giraffe didn't manage his Calyrex Shadow. It's interesting that he drafted his Shadow tag Shadow name. I think he didn't use the Calyrex Shadow to good effect because what Calyrex Shadow is I would say it's a glass cannon, but it deals just so much damage. So you really need to capitalize off that ability to do damage. And then what Shadow Giraffe did was he brought Calyrex Shadow in the back for both games. Then it did not do the amount of damage that it needed because I had the appropriate speed control against it. Yeah. So
I
that
think just for if Shadow were to rewatch this VOD on Evan's YouTube channel, maybe I advice will be yeah, as Evan said, for Cleric Shadow, based on paper and matchup wise, you for Shadow you have the upper hand because yeah, indeed helping hand to Astral Barrage from Cleric Shadow will actually do a lot of damage to a lot of Evans mons except for Umbreon. So we believe that you should have capitalized on the offensive pressure of Calyrex and hit hard from turn one from the front with Calyrex. So you take two KOs. Usually how Spectral players based on Series 7 how they play is get the KOs max. So you get two KOs, then you go down, then the backmons come and clean up for the other two.
yeah, like maybe
But
Oranguru and Rhyperior can clean up.
how you played was you decided to keep Calyrex at the back. But that means if you were to ever switch it in as a defensive play, and if Calyrex Shadow takes a lot of damage, then that is not ideal. So you want Calyrex to deal damage right from the off. So yeah, hopefully going forward you would take that into consideration. So yeah,
Hi, Jigs is in chat, and we
kudos to
don't.
Evan.
Thanks. Yeah, Jigs. We went through your
Uh,
match, Jigs, and then there's no coverage, so I don't know what happened. And then, uh, yeah, we were quite impressed with your your team. You know, you didn't bring your like the best mons. You even brought like Flareon and Cofragigus, and you were still able to take the win. So I think maybe Ivalta was just too bulky. Sorry, I cut you off, Hakim.
no worries, no worries. I mean,
Hmm.
like, credit is still due to Evan because despite the matchup disadvantage, this is where, in terms of team building, when you have your Gmax tier or S tier mon, you know what strengths it has. So in Cinderace as Libero, so you know you have Sucker Punch, it has a Max Darkness, which threatens Carrot Shadow. So I believe he did that in
Yeah.
his win. Although the tag of killing Carrot Shadow with Cinder Ace didn't really wasn't really showed off really shown off during his matches, but I believe he had that in mind going into that match, and especially Gala using the Misty Surge rather than pairing up with Regigigas, which was definitely a genius play on him.
Thanks. Thanks for the nice praise. Alright,
Mm.
so I'm gonna move on to the last group now. Then, for those of you who are tuning in, thanks. Actually, the Joe UX9 stream is going on now, so if you guys want to watch it, you guys can tune off because I'll have a VOD after all this. But if you want to stay tuned, after I talk about the armor group, then I'll be going through some interesting stats that I managed to find. Yeah. All right. Uh, so this is the last group, and I think this was the first group to conclude all their games. And then there was one night whereby a few matchups played back to back, so that was quite exciting. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the matchups that I don't want to elaborate on. Okay, which is the second one. Um, Row versus Mafia, two very active users in our community, and it's Palkia versus Dialga. Then the Dialga player Ro, he told me that he was able to, I think he was able to get Trick Room going, and then the Palkia was able to do like help him a lot, just do a lot of damage, carry the team. He even told me that he had a backup plan of Reggie Ice with weakness policy, but he didn't really get to use it. It was just Palkia going boom. Yeah, so don't know what happened on Mafia's side. Then I think Mafia also did a bit of a meme, and then he used the Ditto to copy Rose Dialga. Cause the story was that Mafia, the Ro sniped Dialga from Mafia during draft. So Mafia could only use Palkia. So I'm not sure if they have a replay, but I'll also be very interested to see how the match went.
Yeah, this matchup seems very, I won't say very even, more like yeah, both can hit each other well, but not not a clear, not a clear way to hit each other. Maybe Dialga can hit Palkia for X1 win, while Palkia can't hit Dialga for any super effective
Oh,
moves.
that's
So
true. That's true. Maybe
yeah,
that's why.
Palkia can hit Colossal, but yeah, this Colossal is not the Gmax one.
Oh, and
Charizard.
yeah, speaking of which, if you look at Mafia's team, right, he does not even have a super effective type to hit Dialga. So he doesn't have a
Yep, yep.
fighting or a ground type. Yeah, maybe that's why. That's
So
tricky.
I would say
So
no surprise. I'm seeing after we mention it, I think there's really no surprise that Raw, got a nice 2-0 win. I mean, with Indidi, yeah, even on Mafia side, there's no Mon hitting Indidi for super effective moves. So
Oh,
Indidi five, three follow me's, and Dialga just went boom, boom, boom with
maybe
life orb or the adamant orb.
adamant or yeah.
So,
So maybe
yeah.
Mafia could have prepped better. There's a memo sign on his team, but he didn't bring it.
Oh,
Speaking of Dialga, right? Do you see some Dialga in the top teams from the Joe UX9's tournament?
yeah, so I think at least 2 to 3. Yeah, Dialga seems like a good choice. I mean, I think Nontaro top the ladder.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, so
uh,
fast, right?
he also used Dialga. Dialga with the right, I think same as Palkia. You are able to support it well with maybe a Grim Snarl screens or maybe Incineroar intimidates Snarls. Yeah, if people can't you know have a strong super effective moves, where there's ground type, is weak to
He's only weak to ground and fighting.
only weak to ground and fighting. So with Incineroar, always the number one mon in almost any series. It can those fighting types and ground types will likely be what's that intimidated by Incineroar, which makes Dialga survive more hits. Yeah.
Yeah, NJ in chat says that he can vouch that Dialga is good. Nice. I'm,
Mm.
I'm very excited to use Dialga as well because I like his typing and I tried using it for GS Cup to certain success as well.
Yeah, and
Then,
it can trick room, so
hmm,
a lot of utility going for Dialga, and its move coverage is very very wide. Like he
yes,
has Thunderbolt, he can go for ice move, and it's literally, even though it's not a steel and ground type like Excadrill, but being able to have both steel and ground type, and
oh,
as
that's
a max
true.
it, so you are just getting yourself even bulkier. So with intimidate support or with screen support, and on top of that you go for max steel spike and max quake, I think it takes a lot to take down Dialga.
True, true. Very bulky also. Okay, let's move on to the next match. Chasing versus Team. Chasing in chat says that Team is the one who recorded the video, so I think maybe we might commentate over it in the Little Root Lessons YouTube. But Zamazenta is just a very, I feel that it's a strange pick, and then Team in our Discord really wants to prove us wrong and make Zamazenta work. So I have yet to see, like
3 more
how,
weeks.
yeah,
Yes, three
yeah.
more.
Team needs to convince me a lot. Then here we see Calyrex Shadow's first win, I believe. So I think Chasing was able to use the Calyrex Shadow to good effect this time, and then do a lot of damage like it's supposed to, even in front of a Porygon Z. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
having Clefairy on the team probably helped a lot. So I'm
Yep, I
I'm
think.
excited to see this match. Yeah. Then Carl's match is the one that I want to talk about, and I have the Twitch replay queued up. So I'm gonna move on to Kuribo versus Yen, and Sogaleo versus Lunala. That's quite interesting. Like we put it on the headlines. But then with a Dragapult and Terrakion and even a Colossal to prep for, I think the Lunala team, right? I don't know. It's just very hard for the Lunala team to try and get a win there. See, he even brought Obstagoon for the Lunala. Yeah.
I think this is another on paper, right from the lineup itself. Yan, if I pronounce it right, Yan has the upper hand in terms of the matchup, just because Dragapult is naturally faster than Lunala. He can also go for the Surf Colossal. Yeah, I mean, he would have to really hope that the screens from Grimmsnarl would have helped his team to survive more hits. Try to chip down Yan's team.
Yeah, Jiggly
but it's very
Jiggly
tough.
says
Yeah,
that
it's very.
Jiggly says that he helped Kuribo with the prep, and then honestly the matchup wasn't that bad at all in practice. But I beg to
Mm.
differ because I'm the one who helped Yen, and then and then when I tried building a team, um, Scarf. Oh wow, you were carrying Scarf Magic Room. That's quite interesting. To shut down. Oh, okay. But then, if you shut down items like Colossus item, you can't shut down Steam Engine, and you also cannot shut down beat up Terrakion, right? Yeah. So what I did was I tried to build a team, a Kuribo team, and I really couldn't uh, break through Yen's team when I was practicing with him. Yeah.
Mm.
So if Kuribo managed to record a replay, then I'm interested to see how that matchup went down. Then the last matchup I want to talk about that I don't want to elaborate on is this. Um, look at this. It's Zacian and Xerneas, right? But the Xerneas won this time.
Wow.
Then what Bohm told me, I forgot Bohm's name. I think it's Brian. He told me that it wasn't Zacian that carried the team. It was Metagross, and clearly so because Metagross kind of has a good matchup against Zacian. Yeah.
Mm.
So I think then by watching the Twitch replay, uh, yeah, I could see that Slow, maybe didn't play as well, and then um, the Bohm was able to use Suicune to get Tailwind up, and then Slow couldn't. So he, no pun intended, but then his team became quite slow, and then couldn't catch up with the damage from Metagross. Yeah, that's quite sad to
But
see.
looking at it, actually, with Bishop and Zacian, Xerneas is always threatened. Then Bishop could also hit Metagross for super effective. But since you said about Tailwind, Suicune, that probably gave him a lot of advantage, being able to hit first. So, Bishop, because once Metagross gets his defense boost, there's really not much Bishop or Zacian can do to hurt Metagross. Maybe Gengar, yeah, because if you see, wow, Bishop, Gengar, Zacian, those three would hurt Xerneas. So, yeah, this would have been a good game to rewatch on a Twitch replay
Yeah,
because, yeah, kudos to Boom
yeah.
for.
Bohm was. He told me he said in his stream that he was surprised that he managed to win. Oh, also Slow forgot that Suicune has inner focus. Then his Raichu went to fake out the Suicune. Then he wasted a turn
Ah,
and got tailwind.
yeah.
Yeah. So as quoted from Boom, like if he were to play this match again and then Slow had more knowledge or about these abilities or interactions, then he confirm would have lost to Slow. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
And hi Logan, you're in chat because I'm gonna talk about your match next. Yeah. So the next match that I want to um, recap is this one. Interestingly, we see another player who did not bring his uh, restricted mon, and I think it makes a lot of sense because like Necrozma will be weak to Yveltal, and then I believe Carl has surely prepared ways to try and stop Trick Room. So bringing Tyranitar and Excadrill in a draft league format, I think that's very smart. And then the Meowstic female is not Prankster Meowstic with Altaria, right? Really helped Logan. His real name is Logan, or I shall call him Bees here. Like it really helped Bees a lot because Meowstic was the one that helped to set up screens. Yeah. Then, however, Carl was able to conserve the Dynamax to the end game, and then he maxed Yveltal after Bees Tyranitar finished his Dynamax. Then the Yveltal just swept from there. Yeah. So this is the let's see.
Necrozma does. Wow, good thing that, but okay, Carl has mons to hurt the Tita with Blaziken. So,
And also, what's interesting is that Carl brought physical Landerer's Eye, and then the Landerer's Eye had superpower. So it did so much damage to the
You know
Tyranitar.
what? Maybe what he did was he ran Sand Force on the Landerers so that he capitalized on the Tita with the Sand Stream, and yeah, just went boom with the Landerers
Yes, that's
Sand
what he
Force.
did. That's what he did. That's very sharp from you. Anyway, hi Beefy in chat. I saw that you are a big Boom fan and you subscribe to Boom and you think he's gonna win it all. Nice. I'm quite
Nice one.
excited to see how Xerneas can win, especially when he managed to draft Metagross together with Xerneas, and I think that's very strong. Yeah. So this was Carl's replay. I didn't clip it right. Let's. How do I shift it? Okay.
Sand
Yeah, the
Force.
Sand Force was such a good prep from Carl, and he used Tyranitar's Sand to his own advantage. Oh, I
Yep.
see
Yep.
Joe streaming. Joe has 165. Wow, how come Sejun has more viewers than Joe? So sad.
Because Sejun is a world champion.
True. Joe is only a US champion. Okay. So this was what happened. So this was in the middle of game 3. Then you see, like Tyranitar essentially wasted his max, cause like yeah, he wasn't able to take out Comfy, and then even if you were to target Comfy's partner, then Comfy can just keep healing the partner. Yeah, so like and also not knowing that then you see the Landorus took the because of his natural bulk, he took the psychic so well. Yeah. Then at this point, Carl still had 4 mons, and then the Yveltal was still in the back and hasn't Dynamax yet. Yeah. Then this was
Hmm.
this was game 3, and then the Tyranitar just went down like that. Yeah. Okay. Granted, Carl made like sort of a misplay in turn 1 because he ran out of time to click his moves, but then it turned out in his favor because he didn't commit to max. Yeah. Then if you see the lineup, right? Carl brought Regigigas without without a Weezing because Carl didn't draft the Weezing. So the goal was to try to use Tweki or Comfy to give Worry Seed to the Regigigas. Yeah.
Oh.
Then Bees used the Meowstick to fake out the Tweki. So Tweki didn't even have a chance to go for um, Worry Seed. But in the end,
Okay.
Carl was still able to use the Yveltal well to Dynamax and then secure the end game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think what Carl did, at least from what I assume based on the game 3 footage, he identified that Tita and probably Exca doing something that Iwata can't break down, from turn 1. So once the Tita went down and there's no more max, Iwata would actually can, go through the other 4 mons. Yeah, in Registeel, in Arcanine, Altaria, and Meowstic. So yeah, I think that's good identification of the main threat to his team, which is the Tita, and yeah, which we see him taking the win.
Yeah. I don't know, like we didn't see Bees bring Excadrill at all. I don't know whether it would have, ah, hang on, ads again. I was saying, right, I don't know whether bringing the Excadrill would have made an impact or not. Yeah, like he didn't
Mm,
have super effective against Yveltal. The only super effective is Tyranitar's Rock 4 and Excadrill's Rock 4. Yeah.
so in that sense, the Landorus incarnate and Immortal, was that synergy in that sense was very useful in this matchup. I think the Landorus incarnate would have probably been the MVP for Carl. Although Immortal got the win for him in the end game, but I think Landorus being able to and Comfy being able to stall out the Tita's max or even take it out was really much sealed the game for him.
Yeah, nice. So, cause Carl is considering swapping his Landorus for Weezing, and I really don't think it's a good idea. I think keeping the Landorus helps a lot. Yeah, Carl is still considering.
Mm,
Then the last match that we haven't talked about, which is this, uh, the Kyogre versus Calyrex Ice. I feel like it's a very even matchup. Then I heard from Lemon that like maybe he made some misplays. He gave Sableye the lagging tail, yeah, but he told me he made some misplays. Then he reviewed Trick too early, and then
oh,
KS Knight Rider was able to like take advantage of that in games 2 and 3. Then I know KS Knight Rider, like I've seen him before in other draft leagues, and he's really very good at draft league. So I think he would have fought hard to win this match. Yeah.
mm, mhm.
And then we see another Calyrex Ice winning. But then Lemon's team is so interesting. You see Kyogre protected by Pikachu, right? Then
Yep.
Duran protected by Kyogre, and Duran is a interesting niche pick for draft league, and Duran is able to do so much damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking at it, I guess if Knight Rider managed to set up the trick room, but no, doesn't look like. It looks like a fast team with Weavile, with Aerodactyl.
Yes.
Hmm.
Maybe he even like went for Calyrex in Tailwind. Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. I think maybe the max was Zapdos, and then Zapdos was able to break through the team.
Yeah, with Airstream, so Kid Wave onto the Duran, who knows? Yeah. But yeah, I think I agree with you, it's an even matchup. Like Knight Rider has threats to Kyogre and Duran. At the same time, Lemon, having a Kyogre or a Thorn Ogre, which can blow through many teams. So yeah, I think maybe Knight prepared well to counter that, and yeah, taking the win.
Yeah, so no surprise that it went to game 3 as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all for the recap. That went faster than expected, huh? Not too bad. Yeah, we are 1.5 hours in. Okay, then
The
now,
lack of footage, I guess, and Joe is streaming. Got half
yeah,
the way for people to gain inspiration of Series 8.
yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to the stats that I came up with. So what I did was I I copy and pasted all the mons that were in winning teams. So the teams that not just win one game off the opponent but win the whole match. So I listed them here like all sword, the mons that won in sword, mons that lost in shield, sword, and so on. Then we put all of them together. Okay, then let me shift these two columns. Cause yeah, it's being. Let me put it in the front. Let's just put it here. So we get to see the mons in winning teams that how do you say, like, that duplicate, For example, there are 3 Calyrex Ice teams that won, and then 1 lost. Whereas there's 3 Calyrex Shadow teams that lost, and then 1 won. So maybe, in the hands of more experienced players, maybe Calyrex Shadow would have seen more victory. Yeah. Then in the teams that lost, sadly Arcanine is in 2 of them. Maybe this shows Incineroar is better. Then the most interesting things that the first thing that I want to tell all of you is Yveltal starts with Y, right? There. So Yveltal went 4 for 4. So congrats to Yveltal, right? Yveltal being very strong in in
Still
a
stand by.
in a
It
draft
is the
league.
best. The draft league. Yep.
Yeah, it's the best restricted mon in draft league. Interestingly, Yveltal is not seeing a lot of play in
In
Series 8
it,
because I think
for now,
Yveltal works more in a closed format like draft league, or in a GS Cup format where Yveltal will be restricted mon that supports the other's hard hitter. Yeah, the other hard hitter restricted mon. Then Carl also told me, you see, because you already have Gala Moltres in this meta, so might as well use Gala Moltres and then leave your restricted pick to a stronger, more solid mon. Yeah. Thanks,
see,
Sweet.
maybe.
Sweet got the week 2 up for our crown group. Thanks, Sweet. Yeah, see, Jiggly Dreams also state flexibility is so valuable in draft over ladder play. Yeah, so Yveltal is a very flexible mon. Right. Yeah. Then another thing to note is that not only did Yveltal go 4 for 4, so did Cinderace. Yay, my boy. Then Cinderace. All 4 teams that brought Cinderace to their matches won. So like what Jiggly just said, yeah, it shows that having flexibility is very important, and Cinderace is well known for being very flexible. So that's one thing interesting. Then other things to note, I don't like. It's quite a pity to see Grimmsnarl in 3 of the losing teams. Yeah, whereas Grimmsnarl had its fair share in 2 teams here, and notably there was one matchup. It was Grimmsnarl versus Grimmsnarl, so it was like a screens face off. Yeah. Then in DD female was even, 2 in the winning teams, 2 in the losing teams. And here Raikou. Yeah, Raikou in a draft league format is proving to be good because it's very fast, and it can set screens and it can snarl. So it's like the sort of like the Reggie Ilecki replacement. Then what
Maybe
else?
like we speak about dreams now. And Yveltal or Moltres per se. Like I think having dark types to counter, I won't say to hard counter Grimmsnarl, or like all these trick shenanigans. So having like maybe Yveltals or these dark types is very good, so that if you are really gonna be the max candidate, then they can't do any trick shenanigans, because I think everyone knows how a lagging tail from Grimmsnarl can be quite annoying. So maybe for the Grimmsnarl players, maybe it'd be nice to know what kind of set these Grimmsnarls ran, because if people are always let's say predicting that all these Grimmsnarls are gonna be screens, then maybe they would have ran any sneaky brick breaks.
Good point.
And so maybe people were quite predictable in how they use Grimmsnarl, but I think Grimmsnarl has a lot of ways it can be played. There's fake tears, then at the same time trick lagging tail. So whether they go tailwind or trick room, you're always gonna go last. Grimmsnarl also has T wave, so you don't always have to go for the prankster screen set. You can always go creative and find other ways to play with Grimmsnarl.
Yeah. Sweet.
Let's how
Talking about Grimmsnarl, Sweet in chat says Morgram went 1 for 1. And he brought
he ran like
lagging tails. Not bad.
nice.
Yeah, so good. That's so maybe it's sometimes useful but sometimes too predictable.
So
Then
yeah.
so some more very interesting stats is that the all the teams that brought Hatterene all lost. Probably
Ow.
because this meta is slowly turning into a very steel heavy meta, right? Yeah, so maybe this is what we can conclude from this fact. Then sadly, Kyogre, 3 Kyogres here, and 1 Kyogre in the winning side.
Only
So yeah, so Kyogre didn't perform well in this round, in this week. Maybe we'll see better performance next time. I think maybe because draft league is different from the online ladder in that you can fully commit your resources just to beat Kyogre. Whereas in the ladder, you really cannot cover for that. If you cover for Kyogre, you might not cover for something else like Zacian or Dialga. Yeah, so sad to see Kyogre here.
maybe when we touch again on the point of flexibility, What else can Tornadoes do to support Kyogre besides Tailwind? And what else can Kyogre do other than kicking Water Spout or Origin Pulse? Okay, maybe Max Hail or Max Lightning. But really, so maybe the lack of flexibility on Tornogre could be its own, downfall in terms of draft league. So kudos to those who managed to beat the opposing Kyogre teams. Meaning they really prep well. But let's hope Kyogre shows its true colors in week 2. Let's see.
Yeah, so quite a bad showing, which is quite unfortunate for Kyogre here.
Yeah.
Then moving down, Rillaboom is quite like even. Yeah, two in the winning, two in the losing. So interesting to see. Maybe yeah, like I mean it's just there to generally Rillaboom is there to support. So I think it's okay to see such um even
Close.
stats. Yeah. Then so the last thing that I think I want to highlight will be all the follow me mons. So yeah, look, Togepi, there's actually two Togepi that won. Then there's only one Togetic on the losing team. But mainly, the teams that prep well with good follow me support, yeah, did better. Let's check Clefairy. Oh, Clefairy didn't. Oh, okay, Clefairy is even now. One here and one here. And there's one Clefable here. Yeah. But in general, the teams I feel like in draft league, redirection is very very important because it's a form of insurance to help against surprise tags. Yeah. Especially in a Dynamax meta where most surprise tags come from weakness policy procs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree to that
I saw
100%.
I saw Venusaur. Wow, interesting. Okay, so yeah, Venusaur is sort of the same as Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl. It's a very even distribution. Sometimes it helps you, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, that's and Zacian as well. Look, yeah, Zacian two in the winning and two in the losing. So maybe this shows that it's not that OP, and that
Or
if you prep well, you're able to counter it.
mm, maybe, do we know if all 4 ran substitution or they didn't? Who knows? Week 2, think about it. Substitution.
Very useful, like it's picking up so much popularity.
Yeah. So
Oh,
so the Z
this Zacian
is
was an oddball. Yeah, then this Zacian lost to Yveltal because of flexibility from Yveltal. Yeah. But this Zacian managed to win the Kyogre. And the last Zacian is in the first group. Oh, the Zacian won Xerneas. Yeah. Yep, so I think that's all that I have to show.
Yep. Let's see, week 2. What surprises? What upsets? It will be showcased in week 2. I think it's gonna be now that it's a Swiss round format, right? That means
Yeah, the
those
winners
one
will play winners and the losers will play losers.
so let's hope for quality games.
Yeah,
Quality games.
I feel that this week 2 is gonna be very exciting because especially in my group, and I'm very very scared of what's to come. I haven't seen my opponent yet, so I don't want to spoil myself. But I'm no matter who I face, right, I'm very scared of that team. I took a look. Yeah, let me go back. See, look at the people that won. Sweet with the Pheromosa, then Zacian with Dragapult, very fast, very strong. Then Les is scary as usual. Then Xeno, very flexible. And then Dan. Okay, so I might want to face Dan instead. If I were to choose. Yeah, alright. Then one last thing that I want to talk about is this the if you can see on my screen this regular season usage stats. I'm clicking into it and my laptop is overworking. Yeah, so hopefully we are able to see. So this shows the like this week, this guy brought Palkia, Cinderace. So these are the 6, and then furthermore it shows which mons entered the battlefield. So hopefully maybe in week 2 I can show stats related to this. Then we can see um, which teams you guys, which mons that you guys always bring onto the battlefield. So that might be interesting going into future weeks. See, like over here, we can instantly see that Indeedee was brought in all 3 matches. Yeah. Oh, something's missing here. It's probably the Venusaur. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, so that's about it from me. So thanks, very fun to see what went on in other groups. Yeah, very fun stream. Thanks, Chasing. Thanks for being here too. So yeah, I think that's all I have. That's all. Yeah. Do you have
I
any
guess
closing thoughts?
I think for me, do look at the UX9 tournament, get some inspiration. If there can be any, but I'm pretty sure you guys will definitely be able to analyze those some of the interesting strats coming out from there, and maybe y'all will pick it up and showcase it in week 2. I'll be looking forward to seeing some more unique strats coming up.
Nice. And then certainly week 1 was really entertaining already. And then there were so many interesting matchups to talk about. So yeah, I think I'm also excited to tune in to the Joe's tournament live. So I think I'm gonna end my stream. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and see you guys next week for another draft league. What do I call this actually? I think I'll call this a recap. Yeah, draft league recap. What do you call
Highlight.
it? Highlight show, right? What do you call it in sports, in soccer?
All is either analysis show or the week in review.
Review is also a good word.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for joining me, Hakim. Thanks for your time.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Okay, I shall end the stream and figure out how to read someone. I think I'll read Joe's channel.
Oh, red Marco, yellow.
Really?
It's only.
So what's Marco doing now?
He top cut the tour.
I know he top cut, but is he playing like some important match now? Joe, because Joe's stream has what, right? Has commentary.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
What is Joe's username? Joe UX9, right?
9, yeah. Yeah, Marco is playing a game now.
Oh, nice. So what do I do? I do slash rate. Okay. Joe UX9. Hey, Zeno is here also. Good job, guys. Okay, thanks for tuning in and have a good day ahead. A good weekend, good Sunday. And see you guys next week. Bye.